Darren, I know you like to do art, but I just can't figure out this stuff. Like, I get this is some sort of animal I don't recognize. Some sort of spider thing?
Obviously, this is a Megarachnid. No. It's obviously a Tyranid Prime.
You're all wrong. It's a chrome. You know those tunnel rat bugs?
Oh yeah, from I Am Slaughter. I can see it. Is that what they look like? Now, I don't know what I'm looking at. I can see that this one in the front is one of the drones at the start of the book, while the one towering over it, looking kind of defensive, looks like it's one of those black warriors that are near the middle of the book.
Yeah, you can see the Imperial fists encroaching on them, right before the slaughter ship comes in.
Yeah, I just listened to that book with the new Black Library app. I actually really like that Games Workshop is trying to get their books out to more people, especially given their physical books are only printed so much. Unfortunately, they sell the books on the app at the same price as any other digital or audiobook vendors.
Personally, I'd sell my books at a discount on my own program.
Yeah, from a business standpoint, it really makes sense, but there may be a contractual reason that it can't be done. For example, all companies sell their products to stores at a discount and tells them to sell at certain prices, MSRP, maker suggested retail price. But they'll also sell it in their own websites at MSRP, unless you're GameStop, which does stupid now.
Are we going to be talking about markets again? This is a subject you can't really stretch out for a third or fourth video, right?
No, not really. Honestly, I did find an RPG I wanted to talk about, but I was tired when I saw it, and I didn't save the name to see about getting a copy of the TTRPG, and I can't remember the name of the game. I should do another list video at some point, but what could I possibly talk about with that?
How about my magnificent art pieces? You'll be showing the handful of viewers my paintings, right?
Oh, absolutely no. I'd have to recreate the pieces with MS Paint because of how I do these videos. Those of us in the room right now will be the only ones who will ever see this homage to the War of the Beast. Actually, were you there for that conflict?
No, I heard it from the historics department and was inspired.
Inspiration comes from everywhere, right? I'm still trying to get these illustrations for the Saloon RPG, but I've been running myself into the ground and haven't even started the attempt. I probably won't start really until September-ish, but I should get into the subject of this video. Phoenix Dawn Command. I found this because it uses cards. I've been wanting this sort of RPG, but I'm not 100% sure if this one will be good. I'm looking at the store. It claims to be made from the designer of Eberron, which is a specifically used phrase for a good reason. And the release box comes with 298 tarot cards, a GM's guide with some pre-written adventures, and some books for pre-made player characters. But those who've been watching me for any amount of time know that I'm not above committing crimes to get these videos out. And that's what I did, because I'm not spending $50 on this release box that doesn't actually come with a complete player's handbook, despite being the starter box. I think the version of this player's guide is the same thing that comes in the box that I just talked about. It's only 12 pages long, which feels really bad, but I can work with it. It starts out with a very simple statement. You're dead. How you died determines your, quote, school, and calls your party your, quote, wing, saying that there can only be up to 6 players in a group, and each needs to be a different school. I'm not sure if this is mechanically necessary, though. The next 2 paragraphs say it's probably a good idea to throw in some random abilities and knowledges that don't exactly fit to the thematics of your character in order to better flesh out your group or the campaign. At least it acknowledges an issue, I guess? On the very next page, it gives you a little blank fill-out sheet, which I think is supposed to be your character sheet, and I kind of like this. Name, school, rank, which I think is your level, traits, and lessons. Traits, I assume, are abilities, and lessons might be background? I don't know. It touched on it in the previous paragraph, but it didn't really go into detail. It then asks a few questions about your character. These questions are actually very important, and a few of them actually require you to work with others in your group to answer. Apparently, you might not be from the time you are in now. You could be from the distant past, only breathing again now. Moving past that, we look at the Tools of the Trade subsection, which looks to be your action cards, which seem to be the tarot cards that come with the box. Each card apparently comes with a suit and a number or quote value. Looks like you will build your deck using almost 300 cards, using 2 of the suits. Now, I don't know how many suits there are because this version only tells me 3. Strength, Grace, and Intellect. Now, if these are the only 3 suits you choose Grace and Strength, that doesn't mean you're a moron because you don't have any Intellect cards. It just means that if you come across a problem, you ain't really thinking it through, you're just brute forcing it. It looks like part of these 298 cards are your lesson cards, which are specifically chosen and are placed face up in front of you, while the action cards are shuffled, and you draw 5 at a starting hand in each encounter. You will also have 2 piles of counters, one for health and the other for sparks. We'll touch on those in a minute though. Traits seem to be things on certain cards you can take. Some cards will have these traits to give a bit of a boost when using said card, which I kind of like. This is a neat system. You basically need to weigh out the option of use this now or use this later. Lesson cards are up next. They apparently are your personal always-on skills. The lessons have various different subtypes, 3 different ones. Combat styles, which you will always have at least one of. Skill specialties, which again you will always have at least one of. And talents. Combat styles are probably your most important. It seems as this game is heavily built around combat. You can only use one of the various options at any given time, and you choose which one you'll be using at the beginning of the fight. Sparks look to essentially be a mana pool, allowing you to burn through them to add to your attack or skill checks, or some other things depending on various different traits you may have. I don't know how many you start with because this book doesn't say anything about character creation, but if you drop to 0, you will just instantly die. Again. Health levels seem to have various different subgroups, health, and wounds. Wounds can recover, but they may leave permanent problems. What are these issues? I don't know, but a wound will become a health level at the dawn of every day. Just one though. 1 health per day. Wow, that's actually like 3.5 D&D. I can see the connections between this and the original Eberron. Now, we look in the actions really quick. At the beginning of combat, you'll choose a style. Then that style will tell you how many cards you can use each turn and of what suit. You'll play as many as you can or want to and add the values together. You'll then subtract the target's defense from your attack number, and the leftover number is how much damage you'll deal to the target. Defense works very similar in the case of players. Combat, play, count, math. Skills kind of work different, as they seem to use the skill lessons we talked about earlier, which means you'll also be collecting these like Pokemon as well. But keep in mind of what's in your deck. At the end of your turn, it looks like you can toss up to 1 card into the discard, then you'll draw up to your hand limit, which in most cases is 5, unless various different things tell you can get more. Honestly, this is a very interesting game. I might actually need to buy the full complete version of this, but this incomplete version is $50 for a 10-year-old game, and that's kind of pushing it. The fact that you can't really use your own normal playing cards is kind of bothersome. So, score real quick. I'm gonna throw a 80% at this. It ain't bad. The negatives, unfortunately, are major, and can actually stop you from even starting to try this game. I want to try it because I'm a dirty pirate, though. Now, this is going on a bit long. I'm at, like, God knows how long. Shove off!